stock. A lot of damage. I mean, ultimately, Talon do have a lot of mix damage.
Looking up against the Rumble, Jace down into the duo. Woody realistically will need to head up to the mid to sort of help match, unless they think they can find a kill onto Kratos, which I don't believe they do. And on top of that, what? What in the world?
Fofo getting domed and will be taken out. First blood, just like that. Clean as can be. Vikings strike first.
But the power of the duo in the mid lane means they have that ability to pivot in, and Nautilus is going to provide a lot. Krasa has to burn that flash.
Yeah, does lose his flash, and so he's still looking to re-engage here. Guri also going to lose flash, but RJ looks to be the first one taken down. No, he gets the shield and the overheat. Look at the damage from this Rumble. It's very, very absurd, but not as absurd as the collapse that came through from Vikings as they claim themselves a fourth and are looking dominant.
BCS might jump. He's got his own double buffs, actually, yeah, because Guri died. So both duo bot lane has double buffs here to work with, and RG doesn't have the flash because he flash engaged. There's an ignite, there's a hook, there's everything. Yeah.
Oh, he's just taken out. Cardi getting access to his little mini Rumble well before Arja, and the combat power just isn't there. Look at Shogun, just almost at his bloodthirster already.
Just 3-0. He's only down 7 CS. Like, that is, yeah. Fofo does not have the flash, which means that Shurima Shuffle is just that much harder to pull off now.
Yeah, and also the Scrubs is just that much harder to secure. Ultimately, yes, he lost the flash. It wasn't traded for anything. He just straight lost it. So all ults available here for both sides. Betty, I mean, he's in a hell of a position.
Oh, wow.
He gets hooked. He doesn't have any way out of this. He does eventually flash. The Chain of Corruption comes down. He is finding a lot of damage, but the bullet time's finding even more. A lot of low health bars as RJ got a lot to do. He puts down that equalizer, but doesn't equalize anything. He is just getting melted through by Shogun. Fofo, no flash. The Shurima Shuffle, the shifting sands, but he is going to get locked down and shut down as Cardi secures himself yet another.
How in the hell does Shulong thread the needle onto arguably one of the biggest damage
on
threats?
The bot lane of Vikings, but flash available for Shogun means he should feel pretty safe. And the Dragon, now started up by Guri, would secure themselves that Noxian Blessing, as well as a second Dragon, ultimately leading them much closer to being able to pick up that Dragon Soul. And I mean,
the feats are Noxian Blessing secured too. That poor Scuttle, man, that's twice now in a row. He's just rocked up and said, hey guys, what's going on? And he's just been set on fire.
3v3 perhaps on the bottom side. Betty going to be hit there with the ult, but there's no follow-up. And it's a 3-man coming through the 2-man Impale as well. And this is the perfect team fight set up for Betty. That's a double kill. Oh, you thought you had the angle, Vikings, but Kasa waiting in the wings on this ever so annoying Skana. Turns a bunch of gold back into Betty's pocket, and just like that, that massive gold lead that we saw Shogun having has been closed.
Yeah, look, that's very, very well played out of Talon. They are a team that paces pretty well.
Woody, 3-man, oh.
Yeah, look, Woody is, I did say these bot lanes for both these teams are just insanely strong. Not necessarily the strongest part of the teams, but positioning-wise are going to have to be just pitch perfect.
Yeah, now Dragon being started up. It is going to go to Talon. Vikings though in the area. Could play for backing out kills, but not going to do so. Arja trying to clear out this Rift Shield. Won't be able to do so. That's going to be the mid lane tower going out. Hopefully able to stop it from getting a second charge. One Electro Harpoon should be able to, but it doesn't connect on it. So ultimately, Sealong gets that second charge. Half HP dealt to that inner tower in the middle lane, and ultimately the map now widened up for Kratos and the rest of Vikings.
Unfortunately, nothing really other than the Articam they can buy for. That Drake going down means that look, there's not much to play for on the bot side. Fofo teleports right up into Kratos. But yeah, those Merc Creds going to delay a decent amount of damage with Woody's.
Woody has to find Guri, but there is no follow-up for the time being. The equalizer certainly is that he's looking for, as Guri just stuck there in the Magnus Storm is getting taken out, and Archie will find it. That's one kill going over, but this Rumble is unfortunately in a rough position. He should go down, but not before offering so much damage onto Cardi. No one able to capitalize on that damage, however, it is just going to be the 2-for-1. Still a positive trade in favor of Talon once again.
But the problem being, it's those heavy hitting 80 carries that are getting...
Oh, Kasa finds Sealong, and he does try and get away, but dodging out of the piercing arrow. Oh, well, you know, what was it? Well, maybe he can get out of here. Unfortunately, throws his head against the wall still. Oh my god, everyone's missing.
No way.
Sealong
Actually,
actually missing. Has teleport, however, to rejoin his team if he chooses to do so.
It looks
Vikings have no idea.
They're just gonna. No, they have to know. They just do. Yeah, they do.
Now they do.
Now. But they're about to give this up.
Woody flash. Woody has flash. Woody has flash, but they just... Okay, that is very strange.
They've lost priority. That's the issue. So they've got this very aggressive roster that scales very, very strongly into the early to mid game. They can win team fights off the back of the damage. But unfortunately, the game is dragged out to the point where Casa is just such a absolute unit. He's got the Unending Despair, he's got the Zeke's Convergence, he can tank up a lot of damage, and I think this is a really well-read build from Casa here.
Yeah, Casa going to be locking up Sealong, who is all but sure to be taken out, and you know, even if Shogun managed to find Woody, which the Emperor's Divide unfortunately is met by the Zhonyas. Guri, however, is just getting wailed upon. Betty getting low. Can he get the one more? No, he can't. But Shogun will go down nonetheless. And Cardi is going to have to limp away on a minute amount of HP. And
Really about as much as he could have.
I mean, I think Shogun flashing when he's already got the burn on him was a pretty big mistake.
Oh, look, he's doing it again.
Yeah, Kratos is dead. That is a dead Jace, just out of position, way too far pushed in this wave. And ultimately, RJ is very, very strong. I mean, 2-item Rumble up against this 2-item Jace, it's never going to be really much to speak about. Now, Dragon on the cards for Talon. As their pressure, I mean, much more unrelenting. Fastest Baron takers in the game, especially when paired alongside each other. Woody looking for an engage, he finds a 2-man. RJ trying to find that equalizer. What effect can it have? It's not having any at the moment as he's burning away at Cardi's health bar. Woody's taken out, not the most impactful member, as it's going to be Shogun completely blowing up. Woody for Shogun, you'll take that trade every day of the week. And we always talk about this immobile Varus getting taken out at the back end of a team fight while Misfortune struggles with the exact same thing, and we're seeing that put on full display here.
Yeah, it's a bit
deny this Baron. Guri actually losing the vast majority of his health bar now and is pretty much just
he dies.
One Q away from going, oh! He gets it! He gets the Baron! Not even making it into the pit, just with the raw dog ability, and Vikings are back.
Now that was tax fraud. I'm sorry. You, Casa. Oh boy. Oh, that has directly given Vikings an avenue back into establishing some map control.
Guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you see that one ability, you know it's not going to kill, you just hold your smite. Casa unfortunately doesn't, but coming back into life, he finds a massive impale, and you've made one mistake, but by God, you're making up for it. Low health bars as Kratos flashes forward, it's met by Fofo's flash as well, and it's a 2-kill for 1. Cardi being the big member going down, but low health bars here for Talon. Still, Betty feeling confident enough to meet this minion waves. Bot lane going to be the target. The Baron minions there. Guri and Kratos will do a sizable amount of damage, especially with that whole
They've taken the lead back, which is the craziest part of this. This is just as well. So right now, Vikings have really just been given a complete and utter bailout, and they might even look to turn this.
Yeah. Looking for the buy here as Castle getting locked up on a nice impale. Just trying to find the damage there with that equalizer, and by God, it is equalizing the fight as you see Sealong and Guri having their health melted, but now key team fight ultimates missing for the side of Talon, and importantly, Casa left wanting in terms of that HP bar. Artie doing his best here to try and guide Cardi, try and make sure he doesn't join this fight. The Electro Harpoon is hitting and hitting well, but this Dragon should just go over. Guri has the smite, he's going to be able to pick it up. Ultimately, it's Kratos who does so. The damage coming out of Jace.
That is the second smite in a row.
Yeah.
Oh boy, these junglers are just toying for this Baron take.
Yeah. We'll be able to tank it up pretty well with this Skarner. Sealong does miss that hook there onto RJ. Could have resulted in a massive team fight.
They have no idea about the flank.
Woody's found a flank. Woody has flash. He's gone in, but he's only loaned it onto Guri. But Guri has no way out. He's going to go Zhonya's. The impale's there. The damage is there for everyone.
Oh
the
my!
bullet time is massive. But Betty is still full on HP. There's low health bars everywhere on Summoner's Rift. Nobody, however, has gone down. And with that, the tension will once again rise.
Guri somehow stays alive there. No way TLN are posturing this again. Just purely off the back of timings. The fact that two of them, the mid and top laner, have headed back. There are teleports available though from what I can see. So they should be back in just a moment. They are going to be teleporting right in from the back lines in the top. It's too far away.
No, they are too far. The Baron's going down. Guri, much the same. And they teleported to top lane, but your carries, Vikings, are in mid lane, and Shogun goes down. Sealong does as well, and that's 3 members down, and Baron over to TALON. Dragon soon to follow, as TALON have what it takes now to look to close out game number 1.
Casa just with the massive read to just come back anyway. They've got the damage to do that, Baron, and as a result, Viking lose 2 vital parts of the puzzle. In fact, 3 technically with Shulong going down as well. But I mean, that entire fight posturing around the Baron, Shulong I think missed all of his hooks there. So they really couldn't find the finishing blow onto anyone. And TALON are going to look to use this to end.
The Impale lands. Kratos does flash away, but there's so much damage coming down. And the Emperor's divided to Kani. It's everyone on TALON still up and available. Sealong and Guri will be there though, as Guri does get the respawn off. Health bars very low. Keep eyes on the flames. Keep eyes on Shogun. There's the bullet time. Castle will go down, but the Nexus is the prize for TALON as they win game number 1 in fantastic fashion.
No doubt that is one of the best games we have seen all split, and it was just...
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCP 2025 matchup.
Lane attack, I'm assuming...
Jungle.
Yeah, jungle, so... Hey, look, the 2 for 1, and he's dead.
Yeah, okay. I mean, interested to see what happens there, but Kratos may be meeting the same fate. There are difficulties sometimes at diving in Bessa, but not this time for TALON. Pretty clinical, ultimately, to decide against it. Now, Castle being on this dragon is known. And looking aggressively. Shulong, the double stun. Woody's going to have to flash away. Does clear enough distance.
No.
But the stun coming through there onto Shogun is going to force his cleanse out as well. Flash still available for him, but...
They then completely lose any real threat onto this dragon. I think the realistic situation was Guri just sort of hard farms to 6, and that was going to be your best bet, because I mean Bofo still has some kill threat here onto Shogun if Vikings aren't careful.
Especially now that Castle's there, the stun comes through, and will be a bit of damage coming through from Shogun as well with the empowered auto attacks, but definitely nothing that is going to truly threaten the Talia. Void Grubs.
Yeah. I mean, the public execution as well coming online there for Kratos means that he can sort of fold down and help the team. Shulong going to get some health and mana back, and Cardi has rotated up as well.
Yeah, but this is going to be a 4v5 very quickly. Fofo is going to get looked at. There's a ghost there available. The flash, the auto attack's good enough for Cardi. He is going to almost certainly go down. Yes, Ozzy finds the flash, stops that round warp, and will claim himself the kill, as well as that first of the feat secured, the feat of warfare. But in the meantime, 3 Void Grubs picked up at least for Vikings, so it wasn't all that much kill threat for either of these top laners, realistically. Oh my lord, okay.
Okay, sorry, no, Ude has lost once. It's currently 7-1.
That's a daunting scoreline. What are you using his repel aggressively and just completely sending it? A very uncharacteristic mistake from him. But does give over gold now to Vikings, as they are, in fact, ahead in terms of that gold lead. So, feeling very good about the mistake.
And hand over a second Drake. I think that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, at least for the time. TALON, though, seemingly wanting to contest the same objective.
Oh, Shogun.
Yeah, Shogun does have to be mindful of his positioning. Udia not going to be ultimately that killable. The ghost coming through. Sealong with the flash. Stun does land on the 2. Arja being locked up for a very long time and will be taken out. And Cardi just absolutely gliding around this team fight. Caster dodging out of a lot of damage. But with the public execution coming through, that will be no longer. And back will go all of TALON as 3-4 members taken out in one fell swoop with only Betty left. Ultimately, it's the active that you get the most usage out of here as the support Annie. Dragon being started, I would believe.
Yeah, he almost soloed out Woody there. Jeepers, that's a lot. I mean, it is an Annie. I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, especially with all the damage item he has.
Just Annie has a nutty amount of damage in a base kit.
She does.
Crazy.
Monster slaying feat now on the board for Vikings. Oh, a nice engage here onto Kratos, but he gets the shield out. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow isn't going to connect, but they will get the kill. Guri coming in with that paranoia. Down will go Fofo, and unfortunately some proactive play out of Talon is going to go wanting as Caster now here to protect the tower.
Yeah, look, okay. Good thing the paranoia had just been used. But yeah, look, with the rotation down from Caster, I think that holds off at least on the Noxian Blessing going the way of Vikings, because they are dangerously close from clearing that out. Cardi support is coming. They've got a ward in that brush.
The scaling difference. In fact, they, if anything, have the better later game team fight.
I mean, yeah, Cardi is going to scale crazy in the late game. It's just a lot of damage. Same with the Ashe. Oh boy.
RJ now being looked at. He is going to flash away, but the public execution there. Then found the Crystal Arrow as well, connecting for good measure. And that's yet another pick on the side lane. We're seeing why every team is so willing to and constantly banning this Nocturne, because Guri has just been everywhere on this map, essentially. It feels like Talon can't do anything without...
Team's looking for a Vietnamese AD carry. Maybe we see some role swaps transition into other sports. Because he's hitting shots from downtown.
He is. He's doing very well. It's going to be a Talon out, once again, going over to the side of Vikings. And Oxygen Blessing
at risk of losing out when Talon did make their strides back into the game. Arja needs to be careful. He's got the unending despair, but we've seen just the global pressure that this Vikings roster has. He could quickly become the team's punching bag and just a free source of gold.
Absolutely. That mid tower obviously did go down. Dragon will follow the same fate.
Drake number 2, and with the Cloud Soul up, it's pretty scary. Talon looking to make a play at the top lane, but Sulong's
here once again.
Oh my!
They might just take out Arja. In fact, they do. It looked like it was going to be the public execution, but the tower shot will just do it. And so winning on every side of the map. Here comes the paranoia. It's going to be here onto Woody, who is almost certain to go down. And Caster will meet that same fate, as just winning everywhere in a dominant way. Cardi still ghosting, running towards Fofo, but will run out of that summoner, and Fofo will get back to safety of his tower.
I mean, the crazy thing is, Baron is 6 minutes away. I think if Baron spawned right now, Vikings...
However they want to position them has just always managed to get themselves a massive advantage, and that's what we saw in Game 1. They did relinquish at that time. This time in Game 2, much the same has happened, and they're looking a lot better at not making these huge mistakes. I mean, Betty's still yet to get 2 items, and without the Gwinsus, there's no realistic way they're going to be able to contest. I mean, Cardi just feeling confident enough to stand up there, doesn't get hit. RJ going to be able to get out of that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, so that's one engagement tool now going to be missing. A stun onto Kratos here is going to allow Betty, but the public execution gets it back off to the other side of the team fight, and Caster quickly becomes the punching bag of MKVE. Kratos waiting on the side, he's going to be located, but he's going to be able to take out RJ, who does just now lose his flash for naught. Double kill, going over to Guri.
Toxic jungler behavior. He could have let Shogun have that, but no. To be fair, I think when you are this fed as a Nocturne, the more money the better. Cardi as well. The fact that Cardi had that pressure to just zone them off and it wasn't fairly chaotic fight. Kratos, well, overcommitted, but still finds that bailout with the public execution to get back so they can then jump on and finish off those targets. They're going for a potential dive attempt here for Woody. That's bold.
Something. They landed here onto Sulong. Can they get a kill here? No, they can't for the time being. Yes, actually, eventually they do, but Cardi pulling the trigger now. He's ghosting on out. Kratos as well is looking for Betty, and Betty, who stayed deathless while his team has been punished, will now meet his final fate. That is it. The first
back
death
of the clump of champions that were in front of him. Fofo just happened to walk into the very tail end of it. Yeah, Cardi turns around, pumps out some damage. Shulong, it's great. Both supports just trade out. It's a martyrdom, unfortunately, for Shulong, and then Kratos in from the backside. They can isolate Betty, who is a much more viable target in terms of wanting to shut down than Fofo at this point. It's crazy that this is easily the worst game Fofo has had, and it's purely because Vikings have out-macroed them.
Yep, absolutely. Betty now have 2 items online, so still matching relatively well.
That is not something you see every day, and Ambessa doing the most damage on the Rift with a Rise in play.
Yeah, by a considerable margin as well. I mean, yeah, it's just Vikings are just
too long.
TLON's just waiting there. Betty spots it out with that Void Seeker. The stun comes through, but it's onto Casa. That's a really good public execution. Going to be able to lock up Casa. There's no access to the pit. RJ now in the middle of everyone, and down he will go. There's a lot of damage though. Fofo trying to turn it. Betty picks up one. He's trying to find the damage. The cleanse comes out, but there is nothing he can do. Fofo once again having to use that Weaver's Wall to relocate, get himself out of harm's way. And it's just Fofo against 4 members of Vikings, as with Baron they march down your base.
That is game. There is no two ways about it. The only way it's not is if somehow Fofo lands the knock-up onto all 4 into the fountain.
He's landed at least onto Cardi for now, as he's going to get rooted up. The flash still available for him. He gets out of Kratos' way, and now Woody does respawn, so the game has managed to stay alive. And TALON, if they were to bring... But, yeah, a good answer from Vikings. It's looked good. The Nocturne obviously being a massive power pick. The flash forward and will not connect there, unfortunately. Execution comes through, and oh my god! You say pop like a balloon. That was a much bigger pop, as the entirety of TALON are wiped in one fell swoop, and Vikings will take us to a game number 3 to decide the first place of the first ever LCP regular season.
That is a wombo combo with a large chocolate shake as well. Ordered, please proceed to the second window. Unfortunately for TALON, they go hungry. Vikings are feasting.
The immobility of the Jinx, so almost certain to force the cleanse. I mean, Maokai almost solo forces that anyway. And so, I mean, both teams with a decent... Now, Guru knows that Casa's not directly at the tower, but this could be very bad for Vikings. TLON goes in and flash forward, and that is a great read. Casa able to turn that one around.
And it's given to Fofo too. I mean, look, it's a great rune, and Cardi looking for Fofo down on the bot side.
Yeah, between worlds used, but a little bit late. He's locked up for too long, not going to be able to get back to the other side of things, and Casa getting back onto Kratos is going to be able to lock him down. RJ now here, the flash away, the shield and the movement speed that comes with it as well. Going in now towards RJ, but Guri's going to be here. It dodges out of the explosive cask, and now RJ's going to have to flash on out. He's going to get stunned up. He's going to get sonic waved, and MVKE rather, do get themselves a second. Fofo exceptionally greedy with that Aurora ult.
Yeah, look, I think they ought to get the ult off and send Guri packing, but there's no real threat of a steal off the back of it. Asa doesn't have the burst damage to get through Kratos yet at this stage. And what looked like it was going to be the setup with Arja is completely nullified. Oh dear, tower.
Oh yeah, Cardi's just taken out. Good bit he was at utilizing that reset last fight. Does have to be careful of the True Shot Barrage. He's going to get clipped by it. First objective does go over. Betty dodging out of the stun there. Rooted up is TLON, and here comes the reset. Nice kick from Guri. Does mean that Betty does get locked up and knocked up. He does have flash, but he's not able to make it out. It's going to be 2 kills going over to Vikings. It's Fofo next on the menu, but is going to have to flash himself out as well. Betty getting excited, but far too excited at that, as he does run straight into a knock-up and gets completely collected there by Vikings on the back end.
Yeah, look, they at least deny that second point. They're going to go in onto Kratos, and I think they've got the damage. Although, to be fair, he's fairly tanky, does have the heal in his kit, and RG doesn't have the mana to follow this up. So Kratos will just walk away, battered, bruised, but for the most part, unscathed. Chance of them taking it away up in the top side. Kratos has met Fofo in the top lane. Again, Spirit Visage is done. Kratos just has a huge amount of sustain. I don't think there is kill threat, and is given a bit of a window where Kratos could be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately should be too tanky to take down, but it's going to open up some tower damage. Half HP now, and oh my lord, Betty is just spacing this tower exceptionally well. TLON will be eventually returning, but there's no ultimate available for this Maokai, and you're seeing Jinx just tearing through this tower like it's rubber. Will eventually get it. And there we have the Noxian Blessing. Objective a little bit easier for Vikings in that regard, but still it did cost them the Maokai ultimate, which arguably is their best team fighting tool. Unfortunately, the ult does go wide there by TLON. There's fights on all fronts. Woody, though, able to completely remove Shogun for the time being, as Betty gets himself a reset. Woody, yes, he's low. Arja feeling completely fine to go and look for this fight onto Kratos, but still, Cardi doing a good job of zoning out this Jinx, and it is going to force Betty completely out of this team fight, so a 4v4 for the time being. But Betty now finding some auto attacks onto Kratos. The zap will not go where it needs to. I think we're going to be able to allow some time now for Woody to look for that recall.
Caster's taking a lot of damage though. And the unfortunate fact that he can still probably jump in and avoid a lot. Very, very split, and he has to either do something here, but they're going to go up in the top lane. Picture in picture. I think they'll find Fofo.
But Fofo turns a lot of damage back, and Kratos very low. Going to get the kill. Betty, I mean, yeah, he just dodges out of everything, and is just pretty much allowed to sit here and hit. Did have to use both his summoners, however, as once again Woody taken out in the picture in picture. Would be good to get that back as our main focus. There we are. The Rift Herald off the back of that could be an option, it seems, for Vikings.
Well, I mean, it is. The explosive cask's gone as well. Across worlds, he's going to be there, but there's no real setup damage. Fofo, yeah, he's going to get a good chunk out, but I don't think they've got the follow-up. They're still going to try and look for it, though.
Yeah, they certainly are. In comes Carson. Maybe they don't get the objective, but they do get the follow-up kill onto Fofo. That's going to be another 500 gold in his back pocket. So honestly, they're going to be able to secure themselves a dragon. It's their first, but it does ultimately stop the soul point possibility. No real way to contest. I mean, maybe they're looking for exit kills. Not going to be able to do so. Carson can't miss his smite if there's no one contesting it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem being, Talon have been here before in the third game against CFO. Unfortunately, they did end up dropping it. There was a bit of a disruption. You know, it is worth mentioning that it wasn't just an outright CFO win. There was a pretty major disruption in the middle. Two-item power spike, and you've got Guri in the backside looking for something, but unfortunately, that's not really the play with the champion that you wanted on. Yeah,
going aggressive now. Cards finds his way in. Woody will too. There goes Sealong. The explosive cast sends him straight into the tower. The between wheels is great. Shogun getting very low. He gets zapped and he gets explosive rocket. And the burn from Leandres is what takes him out. As Fofo once again will claim another victim. Betty gets his first. There's no objective in terms of those Barons and Dragons. The Arakan is potentially up and available, but still Guri, Katie, as well as Kratos can look to defend it. It's a little bit of a scary objective to try and take, but at least for now it seems to be their option.
Yeah, they're going to crack it. I think that's probably the right call. I think in terms of objectives, there is nothing that you get off the back of this Arakan. If I'm Talon, realistically, I think you probably hold off, and they commit the Grand Skyfall as well. So if Talon want to find value off the back of this Arakan, they have to force a fight around one of the remaining towers to try and look for it and open up the map.
Attention towards this mid lane. Betty just sidestepping, just feeling good. Throws out a Jin emote for good luck. There's a Teemo one as well. Woody now also playing the emote mine game.
Or Guri.
Guri getting looked at. Explosive cast is fantastic, but he will have safeguard available. Goes to Sealong, and there's going to be one withdrawal coming through. Caster now running, and Woody locked up by this Nature's Grasp. Fofo trying to come and join this team fight. Keep in mind that no one actually going down. It's all just withdrawals. Here does come Fofo, and importantly, that is going to be 3 of the 5 withdrawals gone now. No objective to take off the back end of it, so Talon are going to be completely fine to come back out of their base and look for more.
Shogun, be careful, buddy. Shogun.
Oh,
yeah, it's a lot of damage.
God. Oh, if that zap landed, Shogun was going to lose his flash.
I mean, there's still a super mega death rocket, which, I mean, yeah, you're not just the hardest of hitting jinxes, you're not just full AD, but why? What's the call here?
Yeah, Fofo looking for the one shot, and he will be able to, no, he won't be able to find it, but he should be able to get now. The reset comes through. Kratos is in a world of his own. Talk about between worlds, we have a fight on 2 different sides of it. It's going to be Fofo that does get the withdrawal, still having access to that Arakan buff. Feels really good as Kratos just completely sends it. Now, Talon, they're going to still be 5 strong. Fofo can teleport in ultimately if he wants to do so. Shogun down, Kratos down. That's your front line and your damage. It's going to be 1 tower. It's going to be 2 towers, and this Arakan has paid dividends.
What in the world prompted that decision? Still, that wasn't even a 50-50 gamble.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize RJ was there. He had to, actually. There was a ward. Back to live. RJ claims 1 kill. It's going to be a reset available now for Betty. He does get stunned up, though, so it will stop his forward momentum for the time being. And while no other kill likely to come through from this, it is going to result in a dragon. So once again, no soul point for Vikings, and now it's going to be 2 apiece when it comes to these dragons. Even tankier now will these frontliners be for the side of Talon as they secure themselves the second mountain.
Losing out on this series because they keep making these misplays. Caddy, luckily, there was so much priority on the top side. It gives them an
now there's nothing to auto attack, and he is going to have to return, try and get some of that HP back. He has teleport to return to a fight if Talon do opt in for this Baron, as it does look likely. Betty stepping outside of that True Shot Barrage, so another key ultimate being missing or going missing now for the side of Vikings. Stunned up now is Guri. He's knocked up, and Fofo trying to find the damage. Sonic Wave won't connect. Castle getting very, very low on the bottom side though. Betty still wailing away at those health bars, but as his Shogun, Fofo comes in the between worlds. It's fantastic. He gets one, he gets two, he gets the dash out. And Betty, that's a second. Can he go for the triple? Yes, he will, but Fofo takes the potential penta, and it's a quadra kill as Betty unleashes. What a coming to form for TALON. That took 3 games, but we might just be seeing the end. TALON looking dominant.
The problem being the minion wave has a way to go. That the big saving grace is that it's only Shulong that's going to be coming up by the time you get to those Nexus
and
towers.
Jinx excitement, it's going to be, yeah, this one's over. Betty is just going to scale up as attack speed is going to absolutely rip through these towers. Shulong, he could go in and look for what I think might be his 8th death of the game, and he is going to do so. But you see TALON, they're not willing to give this one over. They realize what's on the line. Why risk it when you can secure it? And TALON, they almost had the biggest fall from grace we've ever seen, but they bring it all back. They're